Hey, what's happening, guys? I have heard some stories about the rental demand as it relates to the people that have been displaced from the fires. There's over 100,000 people that are currently displaced between the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire. And I thought I would just do a quick look and see what's out there. There were some prices that were shocking me. So I thought I would share it with you real quick. Here's an example of one. 30 minutes ago, this property was listed for $2,600 a month in Lancaster. Now, Lancaster's not really anywhere close to these fires. But I think they're just trying to take advantage of the market. This is a three-bedroom, one bath, 784 square feet in kind of central Lancaster, really not an amazing part of town for $2,600. I thought that was insane. A few other ones we kind of cycled through. There was one of them here that was just utterly shocking that I thought I would show you, which is this one right here. $8,000 per month for a 1,400 square foot home in East Lancaster. Now, are they going to get that? This was listed a day ago. So this is obviously somebody that's listing it furnished and sort of taking advantage of the current situation that we have here with the fires. And look, a lot of these, they realize that insurance is going to pay out. There's a premium called loss of use on your insurance policy that's going to pay for your housing. So it's really not the homeowner specifically paying for it. They need a place to stay right away. And so there's a lot of this kind of activity going on. And now this is the ripple effect. Now, somebody's asking me the other day, what is it going to do for us, for our housing and everything with all these fires going on? Now, we're about an hour away from a lot of these different activities, these different fire activities. And so what happens is you imagine that impact hits, and then it creates a ripple effect. So that the closer you are to the damage, the closer you are to the event, like in this case, the Palisades, the ripple effect is strongest in the neighboring areas because people really don't want to go out of their way, right? They've already been displaced. They don't necessarily want to go live an hour away from where they're normally used to living and schools and all that stuff. So we're going to see more price adjustment closer to these fire impacted regions. But what happens is the other folks that are in those areas that are already in, and let's say something that's close, like Northridge is an example, right? Maybe somebody decides they're going to go to Northridge, Thousand Oaks, and then they are specifically displaced, or there's a lack of housing there because all the housing gets snatched up. And so then they need to look elsewhere. So Thousand Oaks might look at Simi might look at Santa Cruz, and so on, right? We end up at the tail end of that in Palmdale and Lancaster. It's really interesting. But you can see this all the way around. Like if I just pull up Palmdale and I look at housing right here, and we just see what's available for rent. Again, some of these properties, this is East Lancaster, 1,000 square foot for 3,150. Now, a lot of them again are being listed as rentals with full furnishings, so it's really there to accommodate somebody who is displaced. But you have these properties here a day ago, this one's a day ago, this one's a day ago. These are all in the same area right here, different addresses, all for around $6,000 per month. And again, each one of them furnished. And as you scale down, if you started to get a little bit more specific and you want to look at stuff maybe in like Saugus or Canyon Country, what you'll see is you'll see stuff here, look, $14,000 per month for a 2,200 square foot home that's being rented. Now, it's not a bad home. I mean, looks like a nice home. It's nicely furnished, but 14 grand? I mean, seriously, that seems excessive to me. Again, this is probably somebody that's looking to take advantage of the current environment. There's another one at $12,900 for a 1,200 square foot home in Santa Clarita that's being listed for rent. Granada Hills at 13 grand. I'm hearing stories of people that have like 10 grand allocations for their relocation, and they're willing to pay up to 15 to 16 grand, but they're not finding anything. Like these are getting snatched up almost instantly from people that are desperate to get their housing, kind of find some normalcy. So really, really interesting and curious if you guys have seen anything or if you've been impacted. It's one thing to be, opportunistic, right, and receive a little extra income from some of this stuff, but some of this seems like it's just massive gouging. I mean, this is definitely a big house right here at $19,000 per month for 6,000 square feet. That seems a little bit more reasonable, I guess, given the location. But I was really, really shocked at some of the listings that we were seeing. Again, $14,000 per month for 2,700 square foot. Like I ran some stuff in Chatsworth recently, and it was like, I want to say a similar home was renting for like 6,500 bucks, right? Now it's 14 grand. So it's more than doubled what it was maybe about a month ago. So, and this is just going to continue to be exploited and get worse and worse. as these fires continue to displace more and more people. These are not like these are temporary solutions for a lot of families, but they are going to need a place to live for probably the next year, sometimes even 2 or 3 years, depending on how long it takes them to get back into the rebuilding process. They are saying they're going to fast track rebuilding, but we all know that the building code is going to be a little challenging. Labor shortage, right? Material shortage is also going to be something that's going to be somewhat of a concern at some point. It's going to make, the news articles at some point. And then just general payout, like from insurance, are they going to get enough money to rebuild these homes, or are they going to just have to sell the land for land value, right? Just cash in on what you have from insurance. This is going to be an interesting thing to watch, but a lot of homes taking advantage of some of these just crazy situations with people and asking the world in terms of like monthly rent. So anyways, just sharing. Let me know if you have seen anything in your specific neighborhood, or if you have a home that is, a good home for rent. You're not gouging people. Let us know. We are in contact with some people that have been looking for stuff. So a lot of them have, somewhere between like $10,000 and $15,000 in terms of their monthly budget. So let us know what you guys see on your side. All right, talk to you soon.